What's going on, everyone? Welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be learning how to do a pixel stretch effect. You can use it for portraits, for product photography, and whatever you really can put your mind to. So what we're going to do to get right into it is press Ctrl J once we have our picture in Photoshop. We're going to hit Ctrl J. So what this is going to do, it's going to duplicate our layer, so we have something to come back on later on. So now we're going to go to the selection tool. It should be a paintbrush with a dotted line circle around it. So what you're going to do, select subject. Now this is going to use the Photoshop's AI to basically detect where we are. And thankfully our background's very clean, so it'll actually work really well, as you can see. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go layer via copy. Oops, I hit layer via cut. Layer via copy. And what this does, if you want to see it here, is cuts us out pretty well. You can fine tune this later. I'm just going to do it like this for the sake of the video. So if we have everything back in here now, we are going to take our rectangular selection tool. Should be a rectangle with a dotted line. So now you're going to select a very thin strip. And I like going with the blue, the black, and the beige are, so like different colors, because it adds to the effect, as you see when we get through the video. So now when we zoom out, now go layer via copy. So if you see what we did here, we selected a very small portion of ourselves. And now what that's just going to do is, once you hit Ctrl T again, you're going to stretch it out. And don't be afraid to go really far. I prefer to go even farther than this, actually. So one or two things you can do. You can either, if you want to keep it like this, you can just push it behind yourself. And, you know, you can resize it. It'll look really cool. This has certain effects that you could, hold shift when you do this, by the way. And you know, you could just leave it like that. It's still pretty clean, but you know, we want to do something a little bit cooler, something that you probably saw in the thumbnail. So what we're gonna do is bring this back, and now since we have our thing selected, go to filter. Go to filter, distort, polar coordinates. Now what it's going to do, it's going to bring up this menu. Now make sure it's rectangular to polar, and that's going to make it so it's circular. Hit OK. And let it do its thing, and then you could see now it's created a very clean looking pixel stretch. It smooths itself. So now what we're going to do to really sell this effect and make it look really cool as well, just bring it in the middle, resize it a bit so it's in your photo. And now, while it's selected, go to warp. So right click, warp. And now you'll see these dotted lines around. All you want to do, so to really make it look like it's bending itself, take one end and do it just before it touches the other side. And then, you know, take other ones and just randomly do it. The more organic it looks, the better, in my opinion. Now all you're going to do is hit OK. Make sure to fine tune this, by the way. I'm just doing this very quickly. And as you can see, if I bring this forward again, it's become a nice stretch folded effect. So to really sell this even more is we're going to go to the mask button, so the rectangle with the circle in the middle of it. So now if you go to the paintbrush tool, you make sure it's selected as black and your hardness is at 0%. Now all you're going to do is just paint away and just make sure it's clean, but you'll see if the hardness is at 0, it'll be super clean and you can push it behind yourself. So now all we're going to do is, if you want to change the color of this, hit gradient map. And now what it'll do is it'll apply to everything, so you don't want that. So make sure you choose colors that are vibrant and something that'll fit your color scheme. And now what you're gonna do is you're gonna hit this button here, and what it'll do is it'll apply it onto the layer underneath. So hit that, and now as you can see, it's done it. So you can really do whatever you want with these colors, and it'll look really, really clean and cool. And yeah, that's pretty much the effect. And just fine tune it and make sure it looks cool. You can add multiple behind yourself and it'll really sell the effect. If you want to put a background behind you, just take the rectangle tool and put a rectangle behind you and then just drag it behind. All you're gonna do is drag it right behind you, the layer that we cut out before. Bam. And now, just choose a color that is suits your needs. I'm just gonna choose green for the, so you're able to see it in a cleaner way. And there you go. You have a nice clean background. Just play with the opacity to make it a little bit better. And that is it. So I want to thank you all for watching. I really hope you learned something today. And if you have any ideas for future videos, please let me know in the description below. And if you actually make any of these, please tag me. I really want to see some of the stuff you all make. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Bye.